Ever since Striegel turned you on to it, it hasn't been a problem for you.
We've got one more to go. The Ozark Golf Cars USRAB mods, 27 of them, about ready to roll out from over in turn number 2. Bobby Williams, number 1, will start number 1. The Hermitage native will start from the pole with J.C. Morton out of Springfield outside of him. A new look car for John Sheets will start in 3rd. And Chris Jackson, your current point leader, 30 points to the good side. He will start outside row 2. Rex Harrison 5th. Jerry Ellis will start in 6th. Ryan Gilmore, he's got some work to do. He's going to have to find a way to get around Chris Jackson as he is 2nd in points, 30 points back. And Andy Bryant from Fort Scott, 4th in points. He will start in 8th. Your current national point leader is Shadron Turner. He starts P9 inside row 5. Colson Kirk to his right-hand side. Then Greg Scheffler in 11th. And Justin Newman, who won it just last night out of Crocker, he will start in 12th. Mexico's Barry White starting in 13th. The Dove Darling Mitchell Franklin in 14th. The number 98 of Christopher Watts will start inside row 8. Jeremy Short out his right-hand window. And Preston Dawson starting in 17th with Dakota Lowe out of Prescott, Kansas in the 24L. He will start outside row 9. Richland's Austin Greer starting 19th. Johnny Fellers from Flemington of the 57J in 20th. Then in row 11, Connor Chin and Luke Gideon. Jeremy Hazel and Tyler Potter in row 12. A pair of Wheatland contingencies. Quentin Taylor and Hannah Frazee will start back in row 13, and Caden Johnson starting 27th.
Your points leader will start outside of row number 4, looking for a 4th straight crown in the most highly competitive B-Mod division anywhere. The biggest and baddest field of B-Mods come to Lucas Oil Speedway each and every week to do battle. Tonight, they'll do it one more time for you under the lights at the Diamond of Dirt tracks. Bobby Williams started P1, but J.C. Morton said, I want to be out in front. I want to wash away all the bad luck I have had over the last couple of months, and he cruises out to an early lead. Morton, rim riding, comes back down, holds his line down the back chute, and it's a 3-car battle for second. The Super 8 of John Sheets, the original leader of this race, Bobby Williams, and your current point leader, the man looking for a 7th point championship, Chris Jackson, to the bottom of the racetrack. The 94 there had to take the shortcut as Potter goes through the infield, kicks up a cloud of dust down in turn number 4, but we continue green flag, but that may not last very long as the 10J Shane is off the pace. Caden Johnson got to get run into. Shadron Turner hits him in the back, and the caution lights come on for Dakota Lowe, one of the top 5 USRA rookies in the points.
White Brown never has a chance to win a championship.
I would never say that. I like that dude.
I do too.
He's all right.
We give him grief.
So we gave him a nickname, it ends up on a T-shirt. That's how stuff works around here. He was 2 hours early last night, Denise says. That's got to be a first. Yellow lights are off all the way around the racetrack. J.C. Morton, John Sheets, and Bobby Williams. The 3 cars in front of the field for this one. JC not going to wait till he gets to the bottom of the 4. We're going to go back to green flag racing as the B-Mods bear down. Jackson starting to pull away from another J2 race car, John Sheets. Chris Jackson now all alone in second, and how many times have we seen this song and dance? J.C. Morton and Chris Jackson running 1-2. Ryan Gilmore trying to giddy up and get around the Super 8, see if he can get him 1-2-3, but trouble down in turn number 4 as Greer goes nose in to the top of the 4th turn. Andy Bryant will be right in his favorite spot. He will get to start on the high side with Ryan Gilmore. 2 Springfield drivers in the top 5 with Gilmore and J.C. Morton. And then St. Joseph, Missouri, Shadron Turner, your national point leader, 1 spot out of the top 5. The accordion comes back together on the back chute. This time Morton goes high in turn number 3, dive bombs down into turn number 4 as the B-Mods blast off, and we go again, but a big pileup in the back. As that restart was not a good one for the guys that were in the back of the pack. The 98 there. Why would
I mean, he's the best flagman in the business. We need him here.
Gotta let him go and have some fun every now and again, man. The Wheatland Outlaw has everybody lined back up, and we will give this another try. A caution-plagued finale for the B-Mods here tonight. Started with a field of 27. A couple have since been lost to attrition. A couple cars electing to lag back. As we get back to green flag racing, J.C. Morton trying to get a jump on the field. Chris Jackson in the 65, trying to not let him get out in front by too much. Jackson lunges near the back of the 18. Almost got that nose to the inside of the Allen Auto Sports 18. As Jackson tries to go right to the bottom of the racetrack and have that line. John Sheets now with Andy Bryant behind him. Bryant barreling around the top of the racetrack, kicking up dirt, but the high side not really giving Andy any sort of advantage. Gilmore right behind Jackson with John Sheets to his outside, and J.C. Morton, Shane, gotta love seeing these 4 cars duking it out behind him. So that way nobody seems to be inching up on him. Only a half a second differential between Morton and Jackson.
Scary moment coming up here. Caden Johnson lapped car, and J.C. Morton doing everything he can.
Just hold on, Caden. the tidal wave will run by you, but not Mitchell Franklin.
Oh.
The F1 going to run into him, and he nosedives into the infield, and the Dove Darling's going to bring out another caution. Nobody has traveled further to get here to race today than Mitchell Franklin, and he's going to take the F1 back behind the wall. Saw earlier today he was on a flight from San Francisco. Wins on the season. Lights are out around the racetrack, and we will give this another go. Morton, Jackson, and Ryan Gilmore, the first 3 out in front of the field, the top 3 in the point standings. They will get us back to green flag racing now. Morton making his move out in front of the field. He goes to the bottom of the racetrack in front of Jackson. Gilmore giddy up around the outside of the track. Andy Bryant following his line along with the 55 of Colson Kirk. It's 3 J2 race cars in a row at the bottom of the racetrack, all chasing the Allen Auto Sports cars, and here comes Gilmore.
Not sure what kind of hand signals are going on with the crew, but everybody was looking at what Andy Bryant was getting accomplished up top, and they've relayed it down to everyone else, or at least Ryan Gilmore. Give it a try, and it working.
Gilmore to the front now, alongside his Allen Auto Sports teammate. Gilmore scored as the leader the last time around. Morton pulls back out by a nose as we near the midway point. JC at the bottom of the racetrack, but boy, has the top side come in, and Gilmore gives it another go. He will lead by half a car length, and Shane, the late models have run, the stock cars have run, the modifieds have run. This track is drying up, it is slicking up, and the top side has got a lot of momentum.
And you really started to see that work its way in with the modifieds in the second feature. They were really starting to spread out, utilize both the top and the lower side. Now the B mods, the benefactor of all of the racing that's happened so far.
Chris Jackson now back to fourth place as Gilmore and Bryant have both gotten around him. The top four of the B-Mod point standings all lined up 1, 2, 3, 4 as Morton and Jackson continue to catfish around the bottom of the track. The guys hustling around the high side. Gilmore and Bryant seem to be the slightly faster cars right now, but Gilmore, even though he can get past Morton at the line, Shane, only holds on to it for so long. He's yet to be able to pass and clear J.C. Morton.
But that's the most important time to be passing, is at the line.
I mean, if you run it all the way to the end, we just don't get lucky and don't get to see that very often, but we may be setting up for that again here tonight.
And if you were wondering, if Ryan Gilmore were to be able to win, Chris Jackson would have to finish 12th in order for there to be a changing of the guard atop the point standings.
So basically, Chris Jackson's going to have to cut a tire, get run into, run over something in the final 6 laps. Morton continues to make his move at the bottom of the line. He holds off Ryan Gilmore that time around. Gilmore with the Yeoman Power Plant has won 8 times this year. Only once has he been in the top spot here at the Diamond of Dirt Tracks. Morton continues to dig around the bottom. Chris Jackson content to run the same line, and Gilmore now will get along the I-18, and they trade the lead back and forth between the 18 and the 66.
Gilmore had the lead that last time by. Gilmore continues to run top shelf as Morton leads off of turn 4, and he'll have the lead at the line this time. Just continues to go back and forth and back and forth.
They've traded the lead for about the last 6 circuits. Andy Bryant and Chris Jackson side by side. Shadron Turner, Shane, has now gotten around the 8S of John Sheets, trying to take sole possession of the number 5 spot on the scoring pylon. Bryant still hustling around the high side, and Ryan Gilmore has made a change. He jumps down to the bottom of the racetrack, 2 car lengths behind the 18 of Morton as your race leader is about to come into lap traffic. Gilmore goes back to the top, Morton at the bottom, but JC will be scored in the lead one more time. Right to the back of lap traffic, a pair of 55s blocking Morton and Gilmore. Who's going to give a little bit of room here? And they'll split them. They split the 55. Gilmore goes up the track. Morton motors around the bottom, and it's one more lap to go. Can J.C. Morton hold off his Allen Auto Sports teammate and get his first win of the year here at Lucas Oil Speedway? One lap car in front of him. Gilmore hustling on the high side. Morton comes off the bottom as they come to the line. Who's it going to be? Double checkered flag for Ryan Gilmore. His second win of the season as he steals it at the line away from J.C. Morton after they traded the lead back and forth 5 times in the closing minutes of this race.
Ryan Gilmore, a .03